Shalom, this is Shemai1. We're going to touch on a few things today, and we're going to switch it up a little bit. First and foremost, I hope all you brothers and sisters out there are having a blessed week. I pray the Most High watch over every one of you, brothers and sisters, and just want to bring out a few facts. I don't want this video to be long. Just want to touch on a few things. We're going to first touch on West Africa. And of course, this is Africa being an accurate description of the regions of Egypt, Barbary, Libya. They're also called, as you see, they called Africa, Egypt, Barbary. They also called Europe, Tartary. So when you're reading books and you see Europe, in the olden days they call it Tartary. All right. So this is by John Ogilvy. I'm going to just turn to one page, which is, the original page was 334, but in this book is 222 because this is a reprint. This is Negro Land, right? And as you see right here, it says what? The country of the Jews, or kingdom of seamen. But notice it says the country of the Jews. Why would it say that in West Africa? So it just gives you locations here. I'll try to zoom in as close as I can without this thing blurring. Hard to read because it's very small print. I've been using my magnifying glass to read this. So Varius calls this country in Italian Terri Gudi, the Absines, Zionucci, but divers European, a little altering the pronunciation, they called it, the Europeans called it seamen, instead of the other names, Zimith or Zeman. It lieth enclosed with mountains and deserts on the east, extending themselves to the Nile, on the south to Congo, and the equinoctial or equinoctial line in the west to the kingdom of Benin, and on the north over against Divina and Midra, a country but little known and less converted with and under the domini on the Assyrians or Abyssinians. All right, so the point is, West Africa has many countries where the Jews dwelt. Here's another one. Let's go down. All right, so this small area is called the Desert of Seth. Seth, Adam's son, Seth, and Sue. And the same thing, it just gives a location. The Desert of Seth borders in the north on Borno, in the east on that of Midra, in the west of some countries where gold is found in great plenty, and in the south on the kingdom of Dama. The desert of Seth hath for limits in the north the formation of golden countries, in the east Dama, in the south vast mountains. So this place is hidden. In the west of the kingdom of Benin, it's in West Africa. From the desert, some affirm the great river Niger takes its beginning. Thus much we thought fit briefly to mention of the inland parts. We will now lead you by the seacoast, beginning at Cape Verde, the furthermost westerly point of Negroland, and so come to the Cape of Lopez, Gonzales, and St. Catherine. So here you have it. You can see that these are biblical names. Country of the Jews and the Desert of Seth. What was this book published? And there's many more goodies in this book. But let me show you how small this print is. Look how small the print is. I've been using, like I said, this magnifying glass just to see, because the print is that small. You know, you get a headache just reading this thing. But let me show you this real quick. This book was originally published in 1670. Now I got something else to show you. We're going to get away from Africa, and I'm going to take you to the Americas. All right? And these are all cliches letting you know who the people are. Let's go to the Americas. This book is called Wisdom Sits in Places. Again, it's called Wisdom Sits in Places by Keith H. Basso. Here's a cliche. And we're going to turn to this page. It says, quoting the ancestors. Now this is going into the 10 tribes, which are in the Americas. It says, place is the first of all beings, since everything that exists is in a place and cannot exist without a place. All right? There's commentary on Aristotle's categories. This book was published recently, 1996, by the University of New Mexico Press. Now, let me show you about our brothers in the Americas. All right, we're going to go to page 21. And I just want to show you the cliche. Page 21. It reads, these fields look after us by helping our corn to grow. Our children eat it and become strong. We eat it and continue to live. Remember, in Egypt, we ate corn. Our corn draws life from the earth, and we draw life from our corn. This earth is part of us. We are of this place. Juniper tree stands alone. We should name ourselves. For this place, we are Gad. See that? The tribe of Gad. We are Gad. Juniper tree stands alone, people. This is how it shall be. We are Gad. Oan, or Selah. We are Gad. Now, okay, this is in the Bible, 1 Kings chapter 19. We're going to drop down to verse 4. 1 Kings chapter 19, verse 4. And this is about our prophet Elijah. It says, but he himself went a day's journey into the wilderness and came and sat down under a juniper tree. Just like we read about the Apaches, how they said they laid upon their juniper tree. And he requested for himself that he might die, and said, it is enough. Now, O power, take away my life, for I am not better than my fathers. Just like Gad said, they said, we are Gad, because they were restless and hungry. And they sat upon their juniper tree and named it, we are Gad. And as he lay and slept under a juniper tree, behold, then an angel touched him and said unto him, arise and eat. And he looked, and behold, there was a cake baking on the coals, and a cruse of water at his head. And he did eat and drink, and laid him down again. See that? So, that cliche was with the Apaches over in the Americas, and they knew who they were. They called themselves Gad. Elijah was a Gileadite. All right? And when we look at the Gileadites, they were from the tribe of Gad. Let's go over to First Chronicle. Let's go over to First Chronicle chapter 5, verse 16. First Chronicle chapter 5, verse 16. And they dwelt in Gilead. Elijah was a Gileadite. In Bashan, and in her towns, and in all the suburbs of Sharon upon their borders. All these were reckoned by genealogies in the days of Jotham, king of Judah, and the days of Jeroboam, king of Israel, the sons of Reuben, and the Gadites, and the half-tribe of Manasseh, of valiant men, men able to bear buckler and sword, and to shoot with bow, and skillful in war, were 4,703 that went out to the war. All right. So we have the Gadites. Let's go over to 6 and 80. Chapter 6, verse 80. It reads here, and out of the tribe of Gad, Ramoth in Gilead, with her suburbs, and Mahanaim with her suburbs. So Elijah, the Tishbite or Gileadite, was a Gadite. And so when we read this, juniper tree stands alone, we are Gad.